Hey everyone, today we're going to show you an old Appalachian tradition that we've recently learned, and it's called making leather britches. This is great for straggling green beans if you don't have a lot to can. What's it called?
Leather Britches.
Yeah. And what are you doing this for?
To dehydrate the beans.
The Appalachian people did a lot of canning as well, but sometimes you run out of canning jars, and so this was also a great way to preserve beans. Now, just to note, it won't be the same texture when you reconstitute, but this is really delicious with bacon, some bacon fat, and things like that. I call it leather britches from my understanding because it looks like pants that got wet and then dried and they are all shriveled up, because that's what the beans will look like when they're done. So what you're going to want to do is you can use regular needling thread. You can double it though so it's strong enough. And you're going to, once doubled, you're going to thread it through the needle. And so the loop end will come out of the needle. You're then going to pull that through so it's even on both ends, and the side that is not looped, you're going to double knot. So here you can see I'm just seeing it, making sure it's like the same length on both sides. I'm going to tie it, and then you're going to get ready to string your first bean. So you can just do a couple knots. You're going to reinforce the first bean that you put through here so you don't have to go super crazy with your knotting. So here I'll just cut off the excess string. And then we're going to get ready to thread our first bean. So some people like to leave the beans whole. Some people like to snap them in half. I do recommend that you take the ends off each side of the bean so you don't have to do that later. I like to do it in half because that way they're just already prepared. Because these don't reconstitute like regular fresh green beans, you don't really need them to be whole. You're going to cook these with other vegetables, with bacon fat, with bacon. So these are going to be good in soups, as a side dish. A lot of the Appalachian people would save this and eat these during Christmas and Thanksgiving because it was just like a really special treat. So here you can see I wrapped the first bean with the thread a couple times, and I just looped it through just for reinforcement. And then I'm just going to go ahead and snap them in half. You want them to be uniform. It's really not a huge deal. The biggest risk that you run into is the beans molding before they fully dehydrate. But if you do them in relatively similar pieces, sizes, you'll be fine. So here I am just threading them, and you'll see in just a minute, once I'm done, I'm going to fast forward here so you don't have to see me do this for the next, 10 minutes. But after I'm done, you can hang these. Some people like to hang them outside. I feel like pests will get to them, so I just hang them in my kitchen, and they're done in a few weeks. It's just like drying herbs. It's really no different. These just take a little bit longer because beans are made up of a lot of water. So they do take a little bit longer. So here you can see I'm just hanging them like I would hang my herbs to dry. After they're done, they can go in a mason jar or bag, whatever you prefer, and they can sit for, up to 18 months as long as they're fully dried. Otherwise, they will turn to mold. Have fun.